Welcome, welcome, welcome to VFX and Chill on this very special last Friday of the month. Hi, Seth.
Hi, I'm just finishing spelling for continuity purposes. How are you, Hashi? It's good to see you.
I am doing very well. It is great to see you on today, our VFX and Chill Seth's mom's birthday. Happy birthday episode.
Happy birthday, my mom! It's her birthday.
Yay! Yeah, special shout out to moms everywhere.
But mainly mom.
Mainly moms. Now, Seth, I am tremendously excited for today because we get to do something that has been one of my favorite features of the show so far. You may remember that for 1 week we decided to mix Fast and Furious with Jurassic World, and we really tremendously enjoyed doing that. And so we have decided that the last Friday of every month that we are going to have a special episode, and we're going to call them VFX Royale.
It's just Hashi now because of the way that I built this scene. We're going to come back, though. We do need to introduce a friend of ours, though, who's here on the show before we transition to doing what VFX Royale is going to be. But so here, who is that person? Michael. Hello, friend Michael.
Michael, welcome.
Hello. How's everything going?
Things are going well.
You talking to us? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was like, you turned it around on us.
I'm feeling a little blue today, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Hey, you'll get that Blackmagic camera fixed. If anyone out there knows how to get a Blackmagic camera that won't turn on, so that poor Michael can
I can get a video feed out of it and use the video feed, but I can't actually see or control anything on the camera itself. Yeah. So like the screen doesn't come on, nothing. So
incredible.
It puts out a signal
and lovely.
You sporting my Chinook t-shirt today.
You actually, with the helicopter imagery, you look fully graded cinematic. It's a cinematic grade is what we're getting. This is action Michael.
Yeah.
It really is.
Action Michael. I'm in like a blue hallway. It's dark. It's nighttime. Yeah.
So
exactly. Ready to go.
All right. Back to the VFX Royale.
Absolutely.
Real quick explanation what we're going to do, Hash. What is it?
Sounds good. Well, we asked you guys on Twitter for some of your favorite fictional characters that you thought would be interesting to face off. And a lot of you gave us tremendous responses. And so we wrote them all down. We had some favorites. We were trying to zero in on how to do this. And we have decided that we're going to play this game called VFX Royale, where me, Seth, and Michael are going to take random pairings of these characters for which we have pre-grabbed a bunch of clips. We pulled everything that we could find for any of these characters and have directories of them, but we are going to get assigned 2 characters to make fights. 2 characters for me, 2 for Seth, 2 for Michael, and we'll also have access to the whole list of crazy people that you wanted us to fight.
We built an extensive library. We've been rotoing a lot of things. It's been fun.
It's very exciting. So let's jump into it. Let's get started. We're going to get into After Effects right away.
All right, Hash, you're first up. You want to spin that wheel? Or those wheels?
All right, I'm going to spin the wheel. Ready?
Cookie Monster versus Godzilla.
Cookie Monster versus Godzilla.
Oh, man. We all have things that we really are hoping are going to get picked because we spent the time rotoing them. Next up is me. Here we go. Spin. Yes. Oh, boy. This is what I hoped.
Oh, my gosh.
That was so close to being Paddington versus the Care Bears, which would have also been amazing.
Clash of the Titans, 100%. Who else do we have? Guess what, guys? This week, Michael is going to be comping with us. We're going to see Michael's screen. Do you have any idea? This is a big deal. Michael, spin the wheel.
You got the Care
He got the Care Bears.
I got the Care Bears. Excellent. Versus the Terminator.
And the Terminator. Oh, man.
All right. Excellent.
This is going to be good.
There's no way that could end badly for either one of those characters. It's just going to be a big, because they're both so cuddly and caring.
Very caring.
Okay.
So now we gotta do this, right? That's what's next.
Okay, so on the Dropbox, you all should have a lot of access to all of these clips in our footage file. So we're opening up After Effects, and you should be able to have all of these characters available.
Well, I'm going to open up Premiere Pro first and try to get like a basic edit so I can kind of figure out if I can make them fight.
Perfect.
Right,
so for this, we ingested a bunch of clips into Premiere, and I didn't know about this until Seth taught me. You can just right-click on something and click on Scene Edit Detect.
Yes,
and
you can.
Look at this.
Boom.
It breaks up the. It breaks up your clips into little layers. Look at that. So every time it detects, there's some threshold for when it thinks the scenes have changed. And now I have a bunch of Godzilla clips. So yeah, so we've got Godzilla clips in spades. And
what about Cookie Monster?
This is an awesome shot.
Where are you sourcing Cookie Monster from? I forgot.
Cookie Monster, same deal. Let me see. Let me open up our footage folder. So here we go. Here we have all of our different exciting characters that we had pulled. Let's see. Oh, Forrest Gump was in the mix there. I don't remember who suggested Forrest Gump.
Probably was me. I think I put Forrest Gump in there.
So
what did you pull for
is
Forrest?
This Cookie Monster guessing game that he plays with Elmo. And one of the reasons is because Cookie Monster is he's blue, right? Everyone, he's not purple.
He's blue. He's blue.
He's blue, like Michael, and loves cookies like Michael. I assume. I don't know.
Yeah. Everyone knows. That's the famous thing about Michael.
Oh, yeah. Famously, I like food. So
I look at this.
Yeah.
I forgot that I did this sequence. I rotoed out the people from this scene from Dune and left the sequence. Like I pre-comped all. I did scene detection, edit detection, and then pre-comped them all, and then did the paint outs shot by shot. And now I've got the whole scene without people in it. So it's just very confusing. It's this very confused Dune worm. Like
also, yeah, the clips, these look phenomenal when your eyes are adjusted to an IMAX theater, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, this looks like just pure darkness because it's Denis Villeneuve. In an IMAX theater, it's great. But right now it looks like a David Lynch film with just like a oh well, that was unintentional. Oh my god. For those not realizing why I'm screaming, David Lynch directed the original Dune. And
well done. All right.
Oh,
I'm
Michael,
finding some of these clips that I like the most. This one is a famous shot, right? This is the one that everyone loves.
Where Godzilla falls down. Oh yeah, that's famous. Definitely. It's just a face punch. That's why it's so great.
It's perfect. But also,
it's like every Marvel movie. Like there's these superheroes with all these cool powers, and then most of the fights are just them slapping each other.
Punching, yeah. Speaking of slapping each other, I don't know why that was my segue. Oh, look, the chat. Hey, Michael, what are you doing? What do you got there?
Oh, well, I've got the chat up, so I can try to keep track of things that are happening. But so far, they're just quoting Arrested Development.
Now
we're
a real live stream. We've got the chat going like unmoderated over here on screen.
Now's your chance, everyone.
Get up, yeah. Hype that SoundCloud. Michael, what are we looking at?
Yeah, I'm just got some clips from Terminator, and I'm trying to set out some sort of like logical scene flow. So my plan is to get the Care Bears in their car being chased by Arnie. Or chasing Arnie, I'm not sure which exactly. And then I'm going to have them show down in a hallway. It's my current plan. Because in Terminator 2, he sees him riding his bike and in the drainage system thing.
The LA,
and then
thing.
Beautiful LA River.
Beautiful LA River. And then they have a meeting in the hallway where he's like, oh no, the Terminator's going to get me. And then the Terminator shoots the other Terminator, and it's like a big surprise. But we're not going to have the other Terminator. We're just going to have Care Bears doing their caring thing.
I'm very excited about
my current plan. We're having none of this upgraded Terminator business. We're getting that silver menace out of the shot, and we're putting in colorful, fluffy,
finally
2D animated Care Bears.
What the franchise has actually needed, and the audience didn't realize they wanted. Yeah, this did go backward.
They didn't know.
We're getting rid of one animated character and replacing it with another. Is all we're doing.
Yeah.
Ooh, Seth, if we go to our split for a sec, I really like this, like, it's on kind of shot with Godzilla. So, like, he's just pumped up. It's a really it's just, big close up with some like rain and stuff like that. I think that my first shot
will be. Are you going to give Cookie one of those?
Yes. So I'm going to start building that.
So Cookie's going to be Godzilla sized. You're going to have like.
I'm committing to Cookie is Godzilla sized.
Kaiju Cookie. Okay, perfect.
I want him visible in these things, but I don't know how I'm going to deal with Cookie Monster. Yeah, Kaiju. I really want to do that punching shot, but Cookie Monster is very leg shy on camera.
Oh, that's true. Have we seen
a lot of cookies?
I guess we've not ever seen. I guess toys would have his legs. I don't know. Meanwhile, I'm going to open up these Paddington rotos that we did. Oh boy, I've got all kinds of Paddington here. I've got tiny Paddington, back train Paddington. This is funny because like we're doing rotos on top of. Normally, it's rotos on top of other people's rotos that we're doing for this show. Like every time I'm rotoing something, I'm thinking, a VFX artist actually rotoed this person from the actual shot, and now I'm rotoing on top of their roto. But this one is weird to be rotoing out a 3D render.
That's crazy. Right.
I've got a nice little library
over
of
here,
movements.
I'm just trying to look for a moment of a close-up of Cookie where he looks able enough. Should he be numbing on like a bus or something? Maybe.
Well,
no. This first one, I just want it to be a scary stare down.
No num yet. You want him to move at the scale, so you want it to be like you want to cut wide,
way down. Yeah,
you want to cut wide for the num.
That's going to be difficult. He doesn't hold still very often, and this is a very motion blurry source. So let's see.
Time warp is your friend in this case, I'd say.
Yes.
Plus, with motion blur, it's okay. I mean, you're going to have like rain and stuff in the foreground, right?
Yeah, good point. Let's see. When does it cut to Cookie up close? Okay, here's Elmo's close up. Here's Cookie's close up. Let's see. This one I didn't do the scene edit detect yet, so let's split that off. Okay, here we go. So here, Control-Shift-D splits your layer. From here to about here, he kind of looks up.
Wow, we are all just immediately hard at work on this episode.
I am excited I want to make this happen. All right. So
it's funny. Most episodes we sit there and blather on for like 15 to 30 minutes at the beginning, and then we have to remind ourselves, oh yeah, we should probably open up an app. But this week we're just like diving right on in. David Fairchild suggests, Hashi, that you give him King Kong's legs. Just edit those legs to match the fur color.
Oh yeah,
brilliant, David Fairchild.
Wait, let me find that punch-in clip where are we? Because probably we've got a good,
Well, I saw that comment. Was that a bullet time shot of Paddington? Let's look at. Oh gosh, I hate this double click nonsense. This totally looks like a bullet time clip of Paddington here. This shot on the train. Crap. Well, now we have that in case we ever get The Matrix versus Paddington.
Oh, see, we're perfect. We'll just Primat key him out. Let's see if it guesses. Oh, I guessed Cookie Monster was the key. Sorry, Cookie.
It always assumes that.
I mean, you might want to do that and then just invert it.
That's a good point.
All right. This is kind of a free-for-all where I'm trying to get better about describing what I'm doing because I tend to just kind of defer to Hashi and let him, because you're really good at describing what you're doing while you do it. And I'm the exact opposite, but I'm trying to do better this week of describing what I'm doing, but that requires us to kind of talk over each other sometimes. So forgive me if I interrupt Hashi saying an interesting thing or Michael saying an interesting thing, and you guys forgive me.
No, appreciate.
Oh my God, Hash, that already is.
Oh yes.
We are in business. Oh my gosh.
It's just that's our thumbnail. You don't have to do anything else.
Nothing else. This is perfect. Okay, let's save this. And
I'm having to save a lot because Premiere decided it wanted to crash. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess.
Oh,
I guess
come
it's
on,
maybe one of those kind
Premiere.
of days. Maybe one of those kind of days.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know if we need to do any other work.
How are you gonna blue King Kong?
Let's see.
That's very carefully worded, Seth.
Yeah, I was as careful. I was as intentional as I could be with that.
Wonderful. All right, I'm going to save this one for a second, and I'm going to quickly jump back to my close-up stare-down moment so I can get that going. And then I'm going to figure out Cookie Monster's head. Okay, so he's ducked down, and then he looks up here. We'll split that off there, and then let's pre-compose just Cookie Monster's few frames of him turning his head up. I'm going to move all of the attributes to a new composition, open that new composition, and call it Look Up. And now let's put this Look Up comp into this blank comp that I have here. And I said to trim it to the thing, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. Whatever. Okay, here we are. Okay, so there's the closed mouth. And let's use some time. What do we want? Time warp, right? And we want the speed to be 20%. And now, what happens? How do you extend this? Because the clip will run out, right? So if I enable time remapping, does the time warp overwrite it? It does.
Hey, can we talk about this editing in Terminator for a second?
Yeah, let's go to Michael.
Because, I mean, ignoring the fact that he looks like a prairie dog poking out of his hole in this shot, when he drives off here, look, check. So screen direction is from left to right on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Blurs out of the shot, and then they cut to look at that car in the background going that same direction. It helps it feel so much more smooth when you edit. So cutting on the action to action happening, same exact spot on the screen, same exact motion on the screen. It just makes the edit feel so much more smooth. Just, vroom. Look at that.
That's so good.
That's nice.
Just wanted to talk about how great the editing was on this show.
And your eye line,
that's always worth pointing out.
And your eye line is with him, like your eyeballs. You're looking at him, and then you're immediately landing on the girls. It reminds me of Mad Max Fury Road, the way that literally the whole thing was shot center frame, so that they could in post reposition the action to be wherever the eye needed to be for the next shot. They could craft that in post, which is brilliant. Yes, this was done just in camera and edited. He didn't no center framing Arnold and doing it in post.
Yeah, whoever did the editing on this, and I should probably know because it's a famous movie.
Oh, sure.
Props to them. They should win an Oscar. Did they win an Oscar? I don't know who won the Oscar this year. This movie came out.
They won this year, 2022. They won the Oscar for Terminator 2's editing, best editing.
No,
it was late.
The year this movie
but it was very
All right,
very
comments.
deserved.
Let us know who edited Terminator 2.
Yeah, someone always lets us know every week, but this week we actually need it.
Yeah, I can't look up info. I'm busy cutting out Arnold to make him fight Care Bears.
Hey, that's important work. All right, I'm going to turn. Whoa. I've got to cut off this clip before it goes invisible there. Composition, trim comp to work area. Okay, I can get about 2 seconds out of this convincingly enough for me. So let's trim this comp to the work area. And now I have one layer that is just cookie like this wonky eye. Right, and I'm going to flop it this direction because I think that'll make it look like he's looking back at Kong. I mean at Godzilla. Pardon me. And let's add some Primat here. I'll manually define the key this time just by selecting this background. Perfect.
Hey, Frank says Conrad Buff, Mark Goldblatt, Richard A. Harris.
That's what I was thinking. Richard Harris is in Dumbledore?
Yes.
That was Richard B. Harris who played Dumbledore. This is Richard A. Harris.
We've got a Michael B. Jordan situation.
I just accidentally opened all of them. All right, where was I?
Above mine. Wow, that's a lot. I have editors.
Yep. We're all working now. Michael can't even ask us questions.
Nope.
Oh no, I've dropped my phone.
Can't even see your screens. Got my screen all big.
Insanity.
I don't think I need this shot.
All right, so let's go ahead and these MP4s from online, I guess, are not designed for keying. Let me see if I auto-define the key and I use his fur. No, that's going to be confusing for him, right? All right, I'm doing it. I'm just going to do some simple color range. There we go. That's all we needed. Okay. Let's give Cookie Monster a little garbage mat right here. Let's add some...
Too bad we don't have Oscar the Grouch, because you could really give him a garbage mat.
Boo!
Oh, that's so
Boo! Good. Oh,
So good.
Good joke, Michael.
Good joke. Oh, I forgot Time Warp. Is that going to mess up whether I can use a mask or not? I didn't know that.
Time Warp destroys everything. So you want to pre-comp. Yeah, you want to
Time Warp thing.
You gotta do whatever order of things to do to like give
whatever Time Warp asks for.
Exactly.
All right, layer pre-compose. We'll call this cookie lookup. I have no. I forgot to check the boxes again. What's going on today? All right, layer pre-compose. Do this. Move everything. I said move everything. Look up comp 1. Great. And then, I checked to open it up. That's what I did. Okay, now we can draw a little mask around Cookie Monster. And I think this part's going to come together quickly.
Hey, Michael, what was that? I've been doing loop out. I mean, you told me you've been mentioned several times a week that there's a loop.
Yeah, if you import footage and then you interpret that footage in After Effects, you can say, I want you to loop 59 times.
Oh.
Or 421 times, or any other funny number that you like.
I like funny numbers. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, so you render out your thing and then you say, hey, loop this many times. It's way easier and less stressful than trying to do expressions and stuff, because then it just shows up on your timeline as a clip the length of that you want it to be. And it just is the clip over and over and over and over again, which makes no sense unless you've made a seamless loop, in which case it makes total sense.
All right, let's add some...
Jason Murphy, to answer your question, we spun wheels to randomly pair fictional characters together, and we are making them fight. So Cookie Monster is fighting Godzilla. That is what Hashi is working on. Seth is working on Paddington Bear, versus who's Paddington versus? I got all distracted on my thing.
The Dune worms. Dune worms.
Oh yes, the Dune worms.
Oh, yes.
And I, for the first time ever on the show, am live doing something too.
Woo.
I am doing Care Bears versus the Terminator. So,
obviously, as one would expect.
That's what I would expect from the algorithm. So that's what we're doing, Jason Murphy. And for your issues you were experiencing just earlier, y'all, someone whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce because it will be bad, but it looks like Machem Ham, which I know is not right, says that if you don't know what to do, just add some turbulent displacement.
I'm not going to try to pronounce it.
It's true.
Here I'm going to pronounce it.
Well, I like to lie.
I talked over your answer. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that they said if you don't know what to do, just add some turbulent displacement.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Murphy says today's show format is brilliant.
Thank you, Jason.
I believe
We'll see, Jason.
We'll see how it goes.
We will see.
I'm jazzed enough knowing that this was coming up that I committed to saying that we're going to do it every month. Last Friday of every month.
We will also see on that.
Okay.
Let's see, Michael, let me know if you would because I'm focused on my comp too. So if you feel like you got something you want to show us, I'll just hit the Stream Deck button. So just tell me when we should go to you.
You have a Stream Deck now. Cool.
Actually, what are you doing?
Just to try it out.
Yeah. See, I did it. I've been doing it this whole time.
Look at that. So currently all I'm doing right now is I'm going to try and edit a full little story together. Don't know if that's going to be pointless or if I should just do a single shot, but we're trying it. So I'm trying to cut together the different bits. So I don't need him, but I do need that.
If it makes you feel any better, Michael, I'm attempting 17 shots today on the show.
I don't know how many I'm attempting because I can most of the ones with Arnold I can just use as is, and then I have to figure out how to build the shots that have the Care Bears in them. Because there's not a lot of shots with them in the same scene together for just the boom, boom, boom stuff I want to do.
Yeah.
So
speaking of Stream Deck, watch this, Michael. Bye, Michael. He's gone. Oh wait, Michael, come back.
No,
he's back.
Oh,
yeah, I got a Hashi button and a me button, and even a logo button. Bye logo, back logo.
Oh, we have a. That's so cool. We should have that logo coming out. Denver Bailey says, "Ooh, Star Wipe."
Denver Bailey. Why'd you say it like a Southern belle? Denver Bailey.
Well, I don't know how to do a Colorado accent.
What is a Colorado accent? I'm in Colorado. All right, sorry.
I want to recreate this rainy look for this Cookie Monster shot. I'm just lining them up so I can kind of see what they look like, and also sample colors. So let me do one of my favorite things, which is creating weather kind of stuff out of nothing. So let's create a new solid. Let's add some fractal noise. For the noise type, we're going to grab fractal type rather. Let's grab some dynamic. Then we can scale this up a little bit. And that will look kind of like clouds and stuff, which is kind of cool. Then I can add an additional thing of fractal noise that's transform is much larger like this. I'm going to set its blending mode to overlay. I'm going to turn its complexity down. And so it's just basically making some parts dark and some parts bright. And somewhere around here, I can kind of turn up my brightness to get something kind of like this. It looks kind of cloudy and weird. And then let's tint this, some of the colors that we're getting from this thing back here. Let's go to CC Toner. We'll grab this middle kind of blue. See, look at this. That's a cool background kind of thing. And we'll grab a different highlight color. Yeah, so just some cloudy, stormy kind of thing that we can then add keyframes for the offset turbulence. So it gets offset like that much during this time. Actually, I'm going to turn off both of them. I'm just going to have the one on. Hey, where'd my keyframe go? There we go. Let's drag it backwards like that. So we've got a little bit of a cloudy drift. Let's add some evolution keyframes. So starts out here, and then by this time it kind of evolves just a little bit like that. Someone had said turbulent displace, right? Someone
always is saying it somewhere.
Perfect. I'm going to turn the size way up. change the amount a little bit so it pushes those off of a square noise pattern. I'll drag that down behind Cookie. So now we've got this kind of thing rolling behind him, which I kind of like, but maybe too much turbulent displace. There we go. And now we put a bunch of junk in front of this.
Well, I am going to try opening the shipping version of Premiere Pro since the beta is being weird and I don't have time to update the beta right now.
Aw.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, pal.
Mm.
Here's where I'm at with my, so far I'm just dropping Paddington into the scene, just doing layout, and I'm going to go through after this and do the comping. This shot, okay, I feel like we want to see this. The problem is he's got a suitcase and stuff in his hand. Maybe if I have time, I can try to remove it. But anyway, continuity-wise.
Could be a suitcase weapon.
Well, but he doesn't have it in the other shots, is what I mean. Like here, right. I feel like I shouldn't lose this shot because I feel like this is going to be really satisfying once it's, once I have it. So then he turns, Dune worm's coming up, and this is where I get to do what I wanted to do, what I immediately thought of, which is Paddington's cold, hard stare. We got the scene in Dune where...
Yes! The cold, hard stare.
See, because Chalamet and the Dune worm just have like a staring contest for a second here in this scene, and it's perfect for the cold, hard stare.
If you suddenly happened upon Timothée Chalamet, you just kind of stare at him for a bit too. I mean, wouldn't you?
Yes, I'm 100%.
That's... I don't care what gender you are or attracted to. That's a
gender orientation. Timothée Chalamet is Timothée Chalamet, and his powers are potent upon all of us. Staring clean. What is this?
All right.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Macash.
In the background here, I'm looking for some action movie effects that I can throw in here. Some action VFX stuff. Let's see. What do we got? I feel like somewhere we've got... It's so hard to be without my normal hard drive array. All right. I have windy, snow. You know what? I'm going to use some dust particles. Some heavy, wide dust particles from Action VFX. Let's drag them into my stock comp. Let's see what we got here. So here's one. Oh, perfect. Look at this. Backwards, but we can change that. And then we can
for
also
for those who haven't been paying attention to my Twitter, there is currently a Humble Bundle right now that is very...
Oh, Michael, are you there?
Action VFX curated by Corridor Digital. So if you want some Action VFX but don't want to spend lots of money on some other stuff, go check out the current Humble Bundle. And if you need a link to it, it's on my Twitter.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All right, so it's a little dusty, too dusty and not rainy enough. I know I could simulate them, but I'm trying to... I'll see if I can get without having to do any heavy simulations. I want to do this fast, but maybe I'm just making it slower. That's okay. Let's go back to what we had at the first and turn up the speed on that. Nice. Okay, so I'm getting some weather elements in here now. There's that. Let me find some clouds and stuff. We've got windy smoke, some side fog, side bursts. Perfect. Let's see. The side fog, what does this look like?
Did someone just say hi to me?
Oh, that is my daughter saying hi to everybody.
Hey, Sophia.
No, I only said hi to Seth and Michael, not
I
you.
love her.
Oh, that was...
I love her so much. Hello, Sophia.
Childhood, Dad. You ruined it.
I ruined your childhood?
Yeah, you made Cookie Monster an actual monster.
He's not
I
an
remember
actual monster.
Cookie Monster is an actual monster if you're a cookie.
Well, things got real very quickly. You were in my childhood. You moved me away from like it just got really real really fast.
How?
Hey, also James, if you're there, hello, sir. I hope you're doing well. I'm sure you are a 55-year-old adult at this point. I haven't seen you in a while.
54, actually.
54. Good for you, James. Let's see.
All right. So I've got some side fog going on, these heavy dust particles. Let's just add a... Actually, I'm so curious about this because I haven't actually used it in a real comp. Let's try some CC rainfall. Yes! Oh, yeah. CC rain. I love it.
No
don't
way.
composite with original. Okay, here we go. Now we've got some of our elements. All right, let's name these better. So we've got front fog. We've got rain. We've got, and on this rain, I'm going to add some spotlight, some CC spotlight. Because what that'll do is I can make one section of the rain really bright. So you change the cone angle, change the light intensity, and then it's subtle, but here you can somewhat see that there's kind of a bright section of rain and a dark section of rain. I'm going to change the cone angle to be pretty big and the softness to be wider. Just sort of like you'd have one little section of rain that's catching light from somewhere. I don't know. So that's rain. This is the heavy dust. This is cookie. And this is the clouds. So I'm going to add these 4 layers, and I'm going to right-click and go to Effect, RG VFX Super Comp, to start doing some blending together in here. Now it's going to look a little bit weird real estate-wise on my screen here, so you over there may talk amongst yourselves as well while I try to set this up.
Michael and I aren't on speaking terms.
Ah, I see. Well, in that case, we are going
primarily because I had my mic muted.
Naturally.
He always does that.
So one of my
I have to keep my mic muted. There are children, dogs, and spouses, and RV park noises. I try to keep muted. It's trickier this time. I'm going to be leaving it unmuted accidentally sometimes. So sorry if you suddenly hear noises because I forgot to turn it off.
Sorry if you suddenly hear a loving family. We can't vouch for Michael's behavior.
And most of the time, it is lots of baby giggles, which is fine.
Oh, from you?
Love.
Yes.
All right. So one of my favorite tricks, you can see it extensively in the Wonder Woman Invisible Jet tutorial, is that fog elements, when they have an alpha channel, are really fun to use in Super Comp because you can add haze to them that's turned all the way up, which means they basically just become a blurred color from the background. So let me see if I turn off Cookie Monster, for example. This haze is just taking on all the color from the background. Let me hide the dust as well. And so you can turn up the amount of that. And on top of that, it can take on the color and you can add a blur behind effect to it. And so whatever your fog layer is, it will blur whatever is in the background behind, or behind in the background, as it composites together. And that's a very cool look too. Yeah. See, so we're getting some cool blur and stuff like that on Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster, I'm going to really quickly just add a color correction and click on this match background button so it can push him a little bit more blue. And then I'm going to drop his levels down too. Actually, let me try a preset first. Let's try a foggy integration for him. Yeah, there we go. That's looking better already. Now I'll add my color correction to that and match the background, drop his levels down a bit. There we go. Maybe his gray down. Still should have some highlights. Ooh, this is looking nice. And then for this heavy dust, I'll add some color correction too. And I'm going to pull it over into kind of that blue realm as well. Oh, that was too blue. Even though it's Cookie Monster. Color correction is my weakest point. Y'all know that.
That's okay. We're here for you.
And for the rain, let's switch its blending mode to additive. And we'll also set a blur behind on it. But do you guys see what Super Comp does with these layers? This is why I like it so much. These are my junk layers going into this. And then when you feed them into Super Comp, you get this suddenly amazing cinematic-y look with cool diffusion and fog and color and stuff.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. That's what's happening with Paddington after I'm done with layout placement.
All right. My front fog is a little bit too... I didn't scale it down. That's why. Let me scale it down to be just kind of at the bottom of frame here. Maybe is upside down better? Yeah, there we go. And I think I already time remapped this so it's moving quickly. And let's adjust Cookie Monster's position. Another great thing about Super Comp, like I still have access to all of these keyframes, so I can move Cookie Monster around and reframe him still, even though all of these light wraps and everything like that are working on him. And I could also take this front fog and maybe push it down as he rises up. So I'll push that down so he becomes a little bit more sharp for just a minute there. Yes. Okay. So without getting into the weeds too much, here's my first shot maybe. Let heavy dust, let's add some motion blur to it. What if I add some real smart to the heavy dust and then turn up the amount a lot? Does that do anything?
I need to reinstall Real Smart.
All right. On my clouds, also, I need some more diffusion on them. So I'm going to, in Super Comp, add some diffusion. Let's turn that up a lot. There we go. That's a nice lens-like diffusion on them. And maybe some on my dust, too, because that's... I like that it's there, but it's a little bit too much. First of all, let's just turn the layer down a little bit.
Have you, and forgive me, I'm paying attention to my own thing, but have you thought about doing simulating a fog map on him to make him feel even bigger?
Ooh, that's a great idea.
Right now it feels like it could still just be a close-up at his scale.
That's true. All right. So in that case, first of all, let me take a look at the light wrap that I do have going on from the background. And the mode is normal, right? So if I wrap that more. Haze. Let's turn up his amount. I'll turn up some shadow amount. Yeah, it's a good point, Seth. You know what? I might actually simulate, instead of doing a proper depth matte and all that stuff like that, I'm just going to go to my cookie layer separately. I'm going to close Super Comp for just a second, because I like all of the things that it's doing for him. but I'm going to add universe generate gradient ramp. And the reason why I'm using that is because
Smart.
universe's gradient ramp, you can mix you can set opacities for the start and end point as well. So if I put some, whoops, just trying to flip my colors here and doing a poor job. Okay, here we go. So I'm just adding this like underlighting kind of fog like that, but I can set the blend mode to be like a, let's see, screen too much. If I turn its opacity down, let's have the start color actually be a gray. Bring it up here.
Could you do it radial, like a radial ramp, so then you're getting the sides of him as well as the bottom?
That's a good idea. All right, so ramp, shape, radial. Oh, there we go. So let's put, okay, so let me reverse how I'm thinking about this. Since it's a screen, the black will be in the center, so that's where he's brightest, and oh yeah, there you go, Seth. Look at that.
Yeah.
Can control the amount he's coming out. So
nice.
I'll put this right on his nose there, and I'll keyframe that. Great suggestion.
God, the eyes, it's so good.
I should, yeah, if I were doing this for realsies, I would go pre-comp those eyes so I could play with that smudginess from the retime. But anyway, let's see. Let me call this the cookie stare.
Do you remember when I was modeling, blues from darker colors, and there was I was experimenting with giving him eyes, and like he was blue naturally in a big sphere, and then just a bunch of white, like googly eyes, and he looked immediately like Cookie Monster. Like,
yes,
I regret not keeping that design because it was really funny.
It was pretty phenomenal, to be honest. Okay, wait, where did let me copy this. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I completely forgot which direction he was looking. So I did that. I copied it. I forgot that I was supposed to be flopping it. And I even flopped him for the sake of the shot because of that. So yes, okay. Okay, we've got it. Okay. All right, let me make this a little bit bigger so everyone can just enjoy the... Yes.
He has no idea what's going on. Cookie is completely the eye. Oh my gosh, the eye. No, it's so good.
He has no idea what's happening. Done.
You know what's funny? You could right now. This right here could appear on Sesame Street. Like they've done brilliant segments this good.
They really do. This whole episode is actually my soft pitch to CTW.
We have plenty of connections to Sesame, or at least maybe we did. I don't know if Arn Rabinowitz used to work for Sesame Street.
He did.
Who else do we know? We know oh, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to list people here on live. Whatever, but we know a bunch of people who have worked on Sesame Street and have probably done things this cool.
Well, I'm going to call this one done. There's plenty more you could do with it, of course. But let's keep the exciting versus ball rolling. So, all right. So we've got our first shot, and now I think we've got to do some actual fighting. What time are we at? We've got we're at 1:51.
12:51. Yeah.
How are you doing over there, Seth?
I'm good. I'm just focusing on the death stare. So I've got right now, I haven't matched the background to his, because his shot does a zoom in. I haven't matched it yet, the camera move yet, but I've got the stare down happening in the edit. feels like it's going to cut together really nicely.
I still have my temporarily keyed Cookie Monster on this screen, and to be honest, just without any context, he is a fantastic addition to this entire scene.
To anything, but a sunset for sure.
Oh. He's so confused.
Oh my god, Cookie Monster is like the Chris Pratt of Sesame Street. He is like the Andy Dwyer of Sesame Street. Like we've been watching Parks and Rec with Elliot, and this reminds me of an Andy Dwyer gag, like joke. Like everything about the way Cookie looks is like a confident idiot who has no idea what's going on.
Whoa. This is just Cookie Monster commentates on. I love this so much. I was gonna make him all evil and stuff, but honestly, just keeping him in character is so much better.
So freakishly good.
Oh man. Okay, I've got to increment and save this moment because this is fantastic. Quick reminder to both of you: you guys have saved project files and all of that good stuff.
I am a saving machine at this point with all the crashing I've been having. So I'm all about the saving now.
With all the crashing I've been having. Oh gosh, look at this frame. I don't even know what's happening in the actual movie, but that's
horrifying.
And
weirdly comforting.
Oh, there we go. Now he's got a little jaw. Whoops. Okay, I want to save that. I was going over here to my clip comp to find what would be next in my rainy battle. Oh, you're still there, Cookie. Okay, I'm going to turn you off here too. Show stealer. I can't concentrate on these clips. Okay, so the next thing that happens in this one is, okay, so he comes over. Oh, I flopped Godzilla. I was right. Man. I knew it. Godzilla's on that side, Cookie's on this side. All right. Back to the clips. What happens next in this? So in this one, there's this cool... what is this one named? Scream at me in the comments.
Oh, that's
Chidori
not Gojira. Gojira is Godzilla's name. That's, oh my gosh. What is happening?
Is Chidori something?
Yeah, it's not what that is though. That's Ronan, Rodan, Roseanne. It's Roseanne.
Roseanne.
Real monster.
Went to high school with my dad.
Oh, I don't know what to do with that.
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Anything. Let's see. So these all clash. All right. You know what? The punching moment does really feel like it would be.
But is it his front or back? Kong.
It's his back at first. It's a full wind up punch like that. So I'm going to go ahead and isolate this one into its own little comp. Let's call this the punch.
Michael, how you doing?
I'm just hunting through the Care Bears clips to go have stuff. I've got the clips out of Terminator I need, and I'm starting to put the stuff from the Care Bears together.
How many clips do we have of Care Bears. Like,
Seth, I have so many clips.
Yeah,
Why?
there's like there's a few. I'm just trying to pick through them and find the ones that are going to be going with the shots I'm hoping to get for Terminator. See, it's the problem with mashing stuff up. Like, you've got an idea in your head, but you can't go shoot the shots. You can't make the shots. You just have to take the shots that already exist and find ways to match them. And I've had some ones that are like, not quite good enough, but I'm getting there. I'm halfway through.
this is where watching Paddington and Paddington 2 80 million times. This is one of the 2,000 benefits of watching Paddington
Oh yeah,
repeatedly.
I never watched Care Bears as a kid. My folks told me that it was new agey,
It was.
and as a good evangelical child, I never watched Care Bears, so I know nothing about them.
Oh yeah, you'd be a nightmare if you had watched Care Bears.
Yeah.
Your parents were right.
Oh yeah, I probably would have been gay and married a man. Oh wait,
Oh, wow, we are getting I want to say political because you did, and it's wonderful. But anyway,
I did, and it is wonderful.
and the Care Bears would have prevented. What were we saying? No,
I don't know what they. I don't. It's like I wasn't allowed to watch He-Man or Care Bears or play Dungeons and Dragons because it was all occulty.
Oh well, Dungeons and Dragons is inherently evil. We all know that. Harry Potter.
Obviously, it's got Dungeons and Dragons.
Both. It's a two punch of evil. A double shot, if you will, of evil. I am almost done placing Paddington into this scene from Dune.
Oh gosh,
I've said that
I'm
sentence
excited.
so many times in my life.
I'm almost done.
I'm almost done putting Paddington into the scene from Dune. Anyway.
I have found there's this great moment where Cookie Monster and Elmo change places. They walk around each other, which, by the way, whenever you see these, do respect the puppeteers, the performers.
No, don't respect the puppeteers. Just hold your arm up. All you have to do is hold your arm up and keep it there. And
make one walk around the other.
Make one walk around the other, and then keep holding your arm up, and don't bring it down until I say you can. Start
for
now.
Like 7 hours.
It starts now. So
I'm going to grab this bit of Cookie's performance because he turns his head like that, which is pretty great. So I have a nice little bit of his head kind of rotating like this. And I think that if I isolate and stabilize that I can get a good Cookie head that I can turn. So let's turn on the rulers and make a little center spoke, as it were. Let's set him right in the center there. Going to scale this. I don't need to scale it. Just position it for now. Let's stretch out this time remapping. So I've got about 4 seconds worth of turn. That means a good variety of angles, even though the shot is only 2 seconds long. I'll turn on my optical flow for the frame blending mode, and we'll say keyframe the position. So I kind of want the center of mass of his head and the center of his neck to always be in the same place, because if I track something, you kind of want a, good attach point. And that's what I'm going to have to be tracking onto Kong. He just kind of slides over. There's no more rotation there. So the rotation really ends around here.
Wait, Hashi, were you right about the name of that monster? I'm looking at the chat.
Oh, what did
you say?
Tell us? Shidora.
You were right. I thought it was Rodan. Roseanne.
Famous sculptor.
Rodan Bar.
Wait, why did I move? Oh.
Rodan, the conqueror, the destroyer, the accuser. That's what it was. Okay.
J'accuse. Wait, how did my cookie get moved? There we go. Who moved my cookie?
Who moved my cookie? So I am done placing, and now it's going to be time for me to comp this bear.
Oh, I am excited to see that bear comped.
I need to stop naming my comps like such long names because they end up filling the timeline down here. Like it's impossible to. It's like to go through the tabs. The tabs end up being so long. I might do that right now. 01.
Dope.
The rest of this episode is just going to be me renaming all of my comps.
I am trying to find what I did with this.
Michael, I'm cutting
All
you.
right.
What are you doing?
What?
The Care Bears. What? You like quickly cover up the Care Bears screen?
I got some crying Care Bears. I'm just thinking about putting in this shot because then Arnold's gonna be shooting soon. Not quite sure the order of which things are happening here, but we're making it work.
Just to remind you, it is 1:02.
Well, Shizen.
Whenever you are ready to get to comping. Now, Michael, I know we discussed this off camera, like off mic before the show.
And you asked very politely for us to not bring it up.
Not bring it up. So, but I feel like the audience cares and needs to know. Are you disappointed that I believe there was a specific character you were hoping to get this week?
Oh, I love the Porgs. They are so adorable.
So are you bummed that you got Care Bears instead of Porgs, is what I'm asking.
I mean, they're both cute and fluffy, so it's half a dozen of one and 12 of the other.
They're the same. Now, in terms of gay propaganda, would you say Porgs or Care Bears are the more frightening to parents?
Well, Care Bears have rainbows, and we're big in the 80s, so probably.
That makes sense. Okay, that's all the gay propaganda questions I have for our Max on live stream.
No, I'm just making stuff happen is all I'm doing today.
Let's see. I'm just quickly adjusting the size of my comp. I do always like kind of doing this method of just of opening up your composition settings and kind of trimming them down like that. So we've got the cookie head turn, and now he needs a garbage mat right here. Great. Just move that a little bit.
Dan L., who appears to be the only person still watching based on the chat, asks, any rotobrush being used today? Red Giant answered, lots. And the truth is, we did we did as much roto and content to our fill ahead of time as we could, so we didn't spend the entire episode doing that. So we have a library of characters and scenes that are featured on our spin wheel, on our VFX Royale spin wheel, that we'll get to in future VFX Royale episodes of VFX and Chill.
Exactly. And you are always welcome to tweet at us, send pictures, comments, suggestions.
Pre-rotoed elements.
Free-rotoed elements to, with the hashtag VFX and Chill. Send those to Maxon VFX or Red Giant News.
Sending them to Maxon VFX. Or the Maxon social media team are like, why?
Right,
Why are you sending us roto?
All right, okay, so I'm using the amazing feather tool that, again, I didn't know about until recently. Yeah. That you can set. Let me turn off that you can do this. Like, it's not feathered up here, but it's feathered down here. And look how useful that kind of stuff is. Whoops, except I'd already set mask keyframes. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's expand that for his head a little bit. Perfect. All right. Head turn. I got it locked down. Okay. Let's save that. And now if we come to this punch comp, now we can watch the length of this shot, which is to right here. Put that layer really quickly. And now what I'm going to do is let me clear my guides. I don't need that anymore. And we've got Cookie Monster. And if I put the anchor point down here, I pressed Y to do that, then I can scale him down. And now if I enable time remapping, Control-Alt-T, I can use the time remap to basically rotate the head left or right like that, see? And it's somewhat stabilized around the neck contact point. So I'm going to drag it all the way over to this angle because I feel like that matches around here the way that Kong's body is kind of laid out. And might as well turn on some position and scale.
I just looked over and caught your screen. I'm sorry. It's not fair. That's so good.
So he's going to, right here, let's change the... Oh, Cookie. Yeah. Okay, so here... Okay, let's just first have this head track all the way through. So his head turns around like that. How far does it get back toward forward? That far? That's the max? Okay, so that's my max turned forward. Is this my max turned backwards too? Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, boom. His stare is just so phenomenal. And then he kind of collapses down to here. Down a little bit. The animation of this punch is so great. Okay, so what do we got going on here? We've got... Oops, I keep on expanding my screen. Am I going off of the stream there? Sorry. Let's bring it back. Let's bring you back. All right. Boom. All right, so that's working all right. Boom. Okay, a little better tracking needed right here. Head turn. Let's add some more rotation so it comes down a little bit more. And then there's this cool like burst of flame right when Kong's face gets down here. Oh, from his fist still. Look at that. The follow through of his fist hits that. It's right in front of this helicopter, but I have to assume he hit like a missile that was just sitting there or something. All right, let's turn on a little bit of motion blur on Cookie. And okay, in the wide shot, here's what we got. Boom. Seth, this is so fun.
This is ridiculous.
Michael, this is so great.
Do not look at what I'm doing. I don't
know. I feel like you're saying that makes me.
Yep, makes me look at you.
I won't. No.
Wait. Those aren't Care Bears.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So, you brought up the Porgs, and then I was like, because I was going to make the Care Bears fighting the original Terminator, but then you brought up Porgs, and I was like, it'd be hilarious if we reversed this shot and made the Porgs just suck the metal holes into it.
Oh my gosh. Using the classic Force life-sucking powers of the Porgs.
I mean, famously evil, those little buggers. So yeah, I'm doing something new.
And we couldn't be happier.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
We are very pleased with your choices here.
Gosh, Cookie's bare chest here is remarkable.
Whoop, time to flip back to Hashi's screen. This feels too bright.
All right. So, okay. So we've got something going on here. Boom. Okay. Gets a little ahead of itself here. Just adjusting some keys. Bam. Okay. So now we've got to find the balance of Rotowing Kong and figuring out what blue would look like in this scene. So I'm going to quickly Roto Kong, and I say quickly because we now have Content Aware Fill 2. I mean, Rotobrush 2, which frame rate mismatch. Come on, give me a break. What was this clip captured at then? 23.976, and I'm at 24. Okay. I hear you.
That is
let's
a
change it to
constant mistake I see in my visual effects class is people will turn in tracked scenes where they have not they are working in a different frame rate than the plate.
All right. So if you didn't know, best practices for Rotobrush 2 is to kind of imagine the different masks you would have drawn if you were doing a proper rotoscoping, where you do like a thigh mask, a leg mask, or whatever. And you do a series of little segments like that kind of work with bits of the body, even if they've already been grabbed with a stroke. And the reason is it's easier for the system to try to keep these types of strokes right on the moving character than a random squiggly shape that you've drawn or something. So I'm just going to do that, and now let's start stepping forward through this scene and seeing how Rotobrush 2 does. I have a feeling it's going to do pretty perfectly, at least up until this contact point. Now let's see if it knows what is Kong and what is Godzilla. They said I didn't even know who was Ghidorah earlier. Hey, pretty good. Pretty good. Yes. Cookie punch. Oh, wait. Look at that. We made it 1 full second of roto before it tried to grab something else. And now with 1 correction frame, I think I'm probably missing his fist. Oh yeah, his fist is all the way down over here. Oh. Fist. Grab that. You just got Donkey Kong. Hey, Michael, why is Donkey Kong called Donkey Kong?
That's a good question. Google it.
Oh, you don't need to Google it. I thought you would know that it was just a typo. It was called Monkey Kong.
Oh, was it really?
Mm-hmm. But once the IP was there, it was there.
Oh, see, I heard that a Nintendo game designer thought Kong meant gorilla in English because Kong movies were called Kong, and he thought donkey would be he thought donkey meant stupid in English, so it was supposed to be called stupid gorilla.
Well,
that's what I thought.
That could be true as well. We may never know.
When I say that's what I thought, it means that's what RapidCityJournal.com told me.
Oh, well,
is that
you've always got to take what the Rapid City Journal.
Oh, also, Harry Frank made a joke earlier that is no longer timely that says Cookie should have quit while he was ahead. That would have been great for me to have brought up earlier when it was happening.
If you weren't so busy messing around with Porgs.
Pretty good. All right. Okay, so whoops. Let's zoom in here and extend my Rotobrush 1 frame there. Great. And let's go ahead and freeze this. We still don't have a freeze drop.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, we do, but It
But
it
you
was a
kept
little overly
triggering
active
it.
one day, so we toned it down. Okay, what are we at? 216? Okay. I will get this punch shot together. Dang, such a good swipe. Rotobrush 2. Seth, I see the super comp interface opened over there. What do you got going on?
Yeah, I'm just trying to comp Paddington, and it's being a little more difficult than I expected it to be. Trying to match the color values. This feels okay. He runs into darkness, and I think I'm okay with that, but...
He runs in darkness, into darkness.
He's Paddington. He's Paddington. I think I need a little bit of... Sometimes I'll see if this works, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's a camera shake on this plate that I don't feel like tracking or trying to track, because I look at that and there's no good point to track. So I'm just going to add my own little tiny shake on top and see if I can get away with it. I might not be able to get away with it.
Oh, no. All right. So I'm just adding some CC toner. I'm doing the Pentone setting so I can grab 5 different colors from Cookie Monster's coloring that I want propagated into his body there. So that's decent. I'm going to adjust those curves a little bit more, but I'm also going to feather out the edges here a little bit on the roto. Turn the contrast down a little bit, and maybe, oh, this is rare. I'm going to actually shift the edge outward and then feather it in a little bit. Let's turn the contrast down. Maybe the shifting the edge outward is a bad idea. Okay, so now we've got kind of cookie blue going on, but blue. I've kind of got to decide how much shadow I want on the body. And this would just be for like Cookie Monster generic color palette. And then we've got to make it look like this giant blue creature is actually sitting in this setting, which is going to be another weird challenge. What do we got here? Some of these blues are probably too saturated.
Calfire says when they were a kid, they thought Hong Kong was where King Kong lived, which is fair enough.
That is fair enough. I get that.
I mean, I'm named after my town.
You grew up in Michael?
Zalapskyville. It's weird.
Oh, dang! I had a thing that I thought was good, and then I lost it. Right.
I'm named after...
I cannot express how fun this is right now.
Oh, gosh.
If you came over to my screen, you'll see
I'm there.
The beginnings of something.
Yes.
So now it's time to start compositing. I also need to figure out exactly what they're doing to him, because I need to put a layer of them doing something, sucking or blasting him or something between him and them. But so far, so good.
Oh, it's so good. All right, here I've got this shot of Paddington running from the Dune worm that I think is good enough for air. What do you guys think?
Let's see. Yes. Hey, do us a favor. Crank up just the After Effects exposure there, right there. Yeah.
All right. So now
that's real good.
That's beautiful. Are you easily able to pull up the original plates?
Yeah.
I just want to see the 2 shots you're mixing again.
So I've got Dune worm.
So we got the Dune worm. So the Dune worm, I get it. It's the background there, and you had to erase Chalamet.
That's the original shot.
Gorgeous.
God, such a cool looking scene. I can turn on the exposure there, I think. So
cool. Yeah, there you go. See,
and that's the original. And here's what I am currently working with. I don't like that bear sucks. I got to fix that comp.
you heard it here first. Seth Worley thinks that Paddington sucks.
This bear sucks too. I got to fix this too. But he's running, and he also is holding a suitcase. This is when it starts to get good. So now I'm going to start comping this guy, and then I've got this shot that should look good. And all right, come back. I'll explain later. You go back. Cookie Monster's more fun. This shot, right. I feel like this is if I can get everything looking like this, it'll feel good.
Okay, so what I'm doing here, I don't know why. Why can I see? Oh, I went too far with the feather. Okay, so the feather should be about that much. And then, wow. Such a strong monster. You know what he's reminding me of is the King Kong at Universal Studios, the one in City Walk.
Oh, yes, the one that hangs on, that's hanging from the neon sign, the Neon King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 100%. Because he's blue too, right? Isn't he?
I'm pretty sure. Let me see. There's got to be a. Yeah, this guy. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah, he's blue. City Walk, I miss you.
Boom. Okay. So we've got some decent stuff going on here. But now I think I might pre-compose the... Wait, what is this layer? That layer is nothing. You're dead to me. Okay. His neck is so defined by like his body just flopping down in general that I hesitate to erase too much of it. But also I want him to blend into this body shape all right. So let's go ahead and pre-compose all of the Kong that I have here. Layer pre-compose. Cookie punch. That sounds maybe delicious. I don't know.
Cookie punch.
LeBron, we do this every Friday, and I hope you are enjoying it today as much as we are. And Nectar, today on VFX and Chill, instead of trying to recreate film visual effects, we spun wheels to randomly choose fictional characters to pair off and fight each other, which gives us a chance to show things like rotoscoping, color matching, light wrap, and other ways to composite shots that were not shot together. So Hashi is doing Godzilla versus Cookie Monster, where the two fictional characters that he got, and Seth got the Dune worms versus. See, now I can't remember the other character he's got. Paddington Bear. That's it.
Yeah.
So he's comping Paddington Bear into shots. I got the Care Bears versus the Terminator, but due to discussion that happened and me having a rebel streak, I've decided to do Porgs versus the instead of the original Terminator doing the Terminator from Terminator 2 is being decimated by Porgs
T-1000
from the new Star Wars. Yes, the T-1000 versus the T-800.
In other news, Michael isn't doing his assignment at all, which I have profound respect for.
I mean, it's close. I was close. I'm doing a small furry thing versus a Terminator. It's just we've gone off the rails slightly from the original plan.
And I think that is in our head because oh gosh, let's see. How fast can I scroll? Chris George at Solo Samurai Pro on Twitter suggested Porgs versus Terminator.
Hey.
Okay, great. So
see that? So even though we went random, we brought it back.
Okay. I'm just trying to give the people what they want.
Right.
All right, I'm back here in Super Comp. So now we have Cookie Monster cookie colored, but that's unusual in this setting. So I'm going to try looking at some of our presets. I might use the foggy integration again.
That's like all I use is hazy integration and foggy integration.
Look at that. One click and suddenly you can still tell that he is blue, but a lot more of the color is coming in from the rest. So let's play with the scale of some of these. And I just regret that I can't show this bigger. Let's see. Let me scoot. What can I scoot over? I'll scoot that way. I'll scoot this way. And cookie right here. Okay. So, I mean, this is Super Comp is basically the King Kong compositor tool of choice. It's like let me change the size of the light wrapping around him a little bit, and I'm going to add some more shadow to the haze going on. That way it'll preserve some of the interior color of him. And also I may want to do some, let's see, wait, no, I thought I turned that down. I turned down the light wrap. I'm getting a little bit too much wrapped up here. We're just making contact there. So let me see if that's a secondary light wrap or if that is my haze that's giving me all of that. I can test it like that. A bit of both. So his arm probably should be going more into shadow. So what I'm going to do... Actually, no, never mind. I'm not going to modify it there. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to turn down the diffusion a little bit on him. Turn up the reverse light wrap a little bit. So his darks will also influence what's around him. And then on the layer itself, I'm going to do this. Let's add universe gradient ramp. So as you recall, the cool thing about that is you can set the blending modes. So let's have this be a nice little linear ramp from right here to right here. And then I'm going to reverse the colors. And for the alpha, I'll say the, oops, didn't I reverse colors? There we go. The start alpha will be 100, the end alpha will be 0. That way you just get just the light part here. And I'm going to select kind of the haze color that's right here. And then I'm going to change the blending mode to normal. All right. That didn't do what I expected. I guess I could always do screen. Wait.
Hey, Stu, you just showed up. Stu, we're doing VFX Royale. We spun some wheels and we're mashing up and facing characters against others. Hashi got Godzilla versus Cookie Monster. I got Paddington versus the Dune Worm, and Michael got Care Bears versus the Terminator, but he is busy working on Porgs versus T-1000, which I think makes him...
Things went off the rails slightly, and I got excited, which turns out it was user request, so it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Siri just started playing something. I'll be right back.
Exciting. Right. Okay, I'm just trying to add a little gradient. Let me see if I say normal. Is that there? That's what I thought it was going to do.
You know, if Stu's here, I'm going to have to use Beam.
Oh,
yeah. He'll leave if you don't.
Okay, so I'm using Universe Gradient Ramp to add extra ground contact fog there via Universe Gradient Ramp, which I'm going to turn down the start alpha to, let's see, like 48%. Maybe even lower. Really? How low does this need to be?
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Turn the fall off up a little bit. I actually don't like what it's doing. I'm getting rid of it. And I'm going to do something stupid, which is just, I'm going to make a new solid that is this medium gray orange right there. And then I'm going to actually move it over to my cookie punch level and just draw a little mask right here. And then feather it and make this a track mat. There we go. Very dumb way to do this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's see. We're at the 90-minute mark, so we've got to start finishing these. Here is, I think, what I'm going to call done for the cookie punch. If I can find my play bar. Okay, load her up. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Godzilla. Oh, I forgot to add some light. Actually, look at this. They up the haze automatically gets some of that glow from the explosion here.
Yes. You know what? Super comp. You make this too easy, super comp.
Oh, yes. Boom, bam. Okay, I'm just going to cut out the back of his neck here. A little bit. So let's move this mask to put that bit of his head in the shadow. By this point, see, does it look weird on the way down? No, pretty good. Great. Okay. So basically what I'm assembling are bits from what we consider the trailer for... Oh, I keep on wanting to call it Cookie versus Kong, but it's...
That does have a better ring to it.
It does. Godzilla versus It's... Oh, that's hard. CM versus Godzilla.
Versus G.
Boom. Bam. Okay. I'm happy with this. All right, let's pre-render that, baby. Let's do a quick background JPEG sequence here. Because I'm working in low quality. Oh, where'd my folder go? Here we go. All right, and punch.
Stu says this is how Stradivarius must feel.
Boom. All right.
Cookie, King of the Monsters, says Jason Murphy.
Oh my gosh, that is phenomenal. That is perfect, Jason. Of course, because he is a monster. There's a monster at the end of this book. One of the classics. All right. Now, Ooh, that's like, look, this whole movie just looks like it was just made in super comp, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I love
Just
it.
every bit of it.
Look how tiny Paddington is down here. Like, this looks like a painting from like a Peter and the Wolf book I grew up with. This like,
Wow.
and then we pull back and this giant freaking dune worm. It's like Paddington didn't even read on there except for his tiny red hat. And
All right.
it's hard.
I'm going to shift gears over here in the background. You can keep talking, Seth.
Well, it's just hard to match Denis Villeneuve's style because it's all incredibly subtle and almost ungraded, like naturalistic like lighting and almost colorless color. And so like it's like
it is designed to be seen on projected
yes.
celluloid effectively.
And not on live streams, on 1080 live streams on YouTube.
Though, does he shoot digitally?
Yes, I believe.
Because I felt like, yeah, I think that he shoots digitally.
I think Dune shot digitally. And if I'm correct, I read this as a blurb, and it could have been from somewhere dumb like Screen Rant or whatever the site is. That I'm sorry if Screen Rant's not the site I'm thinking of.
Very accurate information from Screen Rant.
Yeah, so
pipelines.
This might be inaccurate, but I read somewhere that they transferred to they shot digital, transferred to film.
Yes.
Then back to digital.
Yep.
All right. I found this STL file, which is a 3D printing file of a cookie monster that you can print out. And I'm going to cut off these arms because I'm going to try to make a Mixamo rig out of him.
Well, if you want to come back to me for a moment while you're getting your Mixamo rig ready, we can look at now color corrected and a beginning of beams with our little porgy
pies. Yes.
As I'm now calling them.
Pies.
Oh my gosh. Look at those idiots.
Oh
so
man.
I'm starting with the beam as requested and gonna testing out on one just to see. So there's no point in animating and tracking a whole bunch of things if it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna try out how it works on the one and see how it goes from there, which I should probably name that beam. I should also name my layers because that will help keep things straight. So I'm going to call this one Porg 4. It's the furthest out one. Although it's the first one that shows up. So should I name it the first one that shows up 1 or the furthest one away 4? Because it's the same one. Furthest away shows up first. Kind of flutter on in that order. I'm going to do that one 1 since he shows up first.
I always do by appearance.
I'm using Control Up arrow to jump layers, so I don't have to, try to click and stuff. Porg 3, enter, Control Up, enter, Porg 4, enter. I like finding tiny things like that, so I don't have to click, press enter. Like I don't have to move my hand away from the keyboard to get to the mouse to move layers. So a quick little keyboard shortcut like Control Up, just lets you go Control Up, type the name, enter. Control Up, enter, type the name, enter. Control Up, enter, and it can rename stuff a lot more quickly that way. Again, it doesn't really matter. It's only saving a couple seconds, but throughout a whole workday, you're going to save minutes at a time. And it helps you keep your creative flow going. Instead of having to look down, move back around, stuff like that. Tiny little tips. It makes a tiny little difference that grows over the years into you've saved yourself a lot of time.
Tiny little tips.
I'm going to name this one Beam 1 since it's the beam that's coming from Porg 1. And handily, now when I duplicate this layer, it will name it Beam 2, Beam 3, Beam 4 for me. So I'm saving myself lots of time.
You did it.
I know. Life is good. All right. So let's do optical glow on this, obviously. Now let me think about this for a second. Do I want to make this... No, I'm just going to leave it as is. I like that as it is. Size 50. No one in the chat has any suggestions for my question earlier. I think they were all just flummoxed by the speed of my speech.
All right. I'm going to show a tip that I learned from Athanasios Pozantzis the other day from Noseman. So I often grab models that are like photo scans like this one. And let's see. Oh, wait, Seth, can you...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm back.
So I deleted these arms because I want to make a Mixamo rig and the arms don't work. But now I've got this holy Cookie Monster thing. And I didn't know the other day that you could just have him selected and then right-click and say close polygon hole. And then you could be like, oh, where's a polygon hole? This humongous thing right here. Whoops. Just hover your mouse to the right spot. Double-click there. Hover it right here. And let's see. They're going to be very, very ugly, but now he's at least kind of filled in. And then what I would do from this point is in polygon mode, I can select, where's my select tool? Polygon mode. Select you. So I will take this one and then I will subdivide it. Actually, I can select both of those and go mesh, add, subdivide. And they're going to be ugly, but let's see. Mesh. I want to do that again, probably just for slightly more control. So I've got these ugly things, but now I'm going to use a mesh brush to smooth that out if I can. Let's deselect everything. And then tools. Bear with me, I just learned all this stuff. Let's grab the smooth brush and let's see how big that is right now. So right now it seems very tiny. So I want it bigger. Oh, maybe it's too big.
Let's switch.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's turn that up. All right, so I'm just going to start doing this, and that'll start pushing and pulling these back into a nicer distribution within that spot. And then I can grab a little point like that, change it to a soft selection, and then just move it out a little bit. Now, Michael, do you know if Maxon has anything going on in the like sculpting 3D objects department? Because
funny you should ask. Not only does Maxon now have Forger, a mobile sculpting app, which is included in your Maxon One subscription, which lets you sculpt on your iPad, which is fun. And was pretty new to Maxon, so we're just now getting them integrated. Just last month, it was announced that Maxon has acquired ZBrush, and all of the people involved from Pixelogic, who are the makers of ZBrush.
That's a big
So
deal.
we now have the industry standard 3D sculpting app as part of the Maxon family. It is currently just subscription or a perpetual license standalone being sold right now. It's not currently part of Maxon One. But that may change as time goes on. This just happened, so the integrations haven't really quite come to fruition yet. But yes, Maxon now has ZBrush, which is the industry standard. If you've seen any movie that has had any special effects or played any video game that is a AAA level video game, you have seen a lot of work from ZBrush because it's in all of the movies and all of the big video games. And now part of Maxon.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Dude.
I know.
That is phenomenal.
I know.
You did it, Michael.
But I'm very excited.
You did it.
ZBrush.
Boss
Welcome,
ZBrush.
Pixelogic.
I love saying that while we're doing what we're doing.
Absolutely. This.
Welcome. Amazing software that's used on all of the major blockbuster pictures. Enjoy this mess.
Look at Cookie.
Look who you've joined. No take backsies.
I think this is good. So here we go. We got this going on here. Just gonna do a little arms.
Pretty sure they used it on Kong, so sorry, ZBrush people.
All right, so let me see. I'm trying to just let me grab these, and with my soft selection tools, I can just grow that up a little bit, right? give him a slightly thicker thing there. Let's shrink down maybe this area. That'll give it a bit of a wrist kind of thing. Maybe widen it out. And then I can select the... Oh, no. Sorry, Cookie. Kind of works. All right, I'm going to start shaping some a little hand situation here. Yeah, this Cookie Monster obviously came without proper hands, so right now I'm just going to be messing with that. Seth, how's it going over there?
Good. I'm on the cold hard stare sequence now, or part of the sequence, and I think it's coming along nicely. I've got him staring down the Dune worm, and should be good, huh?
Michael, how are you doing?
I am just kind of moving it. You want to come over to me? You can watch this very exciting task of me moving this beam point to follow his little head up and down.
Little head.
He's a cute little head. So I'm just kind of scooching around. I just wanted to move vaguely close to where his head's moving because we can assume that his mouth is moving on the other side of his head somewhat differently. I mean, I'm assuming that. So I'm just making this, it just doesn't have to match the exact movement of his head because, he's doing whatever. I'm just kind of having some fun. You know what I'm going to try, though, for the next Porg? I'm going to try using Spot Clone Tracker and give me a little point that I can then offset from. Because I think that might be fun and less tedious than what I'm doing right here. I think that is what I'm going to do. Although, since I've scaled this layer, it'll just give me something relatively that I can then adjust to. Yeah, it'll be fine. Cool. I'll try that.
Cleared that up. You're welcome.
I'm doing some absolutely non-creepy things over here.
I just assumed that. We need music with the slow placement of the eyeballs. This is and you did the camera move correctly there too. The crane up and tilt down.
Mm.
This is like that sequence from Toy Story 2, the cleaning sequence with the Jerry's Game guy. Sorry.
See, now I have a
I'm just trying to tell Taylor what's going on. Someone else give her the recap. I've done lots of recaps. Someone else give her a recap.
We did VFX Royale. We spun some wheels. We each got two characters that have to face each other off. That sounds bad. Face off toward each other, face each other, and go off. Little showdowns here. So Hashi spun the wheel and got Godzilla versus Cookie Monster. I got Paddington versus the Dune Worm, and Michael got the Terminator, Care Bears versus the Terminator, but promptly ignored it and is doing T-1000 versus the Porgs. And I think we're making some pretty exciting results.
I did not promptly ignore it. I started working very, very diligently. I laid out a whole timeline full of shots, and then got distracted by this.
I am excited about these results. This is going to be a fun shareable after this week's.
This is going to be lovely. You know what? I should render that cookie stare shot while I'm just in the background while I'm wasting time.
That shot is so good.
Okay, let's render that, and then let's move back to where are you? Okay, let's take this guy and make him move.
Take this guy and make him move.
To do this, I am going to one of my very favorite websites, Mixamo.com, part of Adobe. And let's see, what have we got here? So here we've got Cookie. Mixamo Cookie. All right. Let's see. Cookie, you're alive. Ooh, sorry. Boom. Okay, I'm in love with some of the other shots of Cookie doing some more exciting things, and so I wanted to see if instead of just comping in Cookie Monster, if I could add my own version of Cookie Monster. So here we go. We've got some exciting actions that we could put on him. Oh, look, here's a cross punch. If I turn down the overdrive on that, here, look, we'll get just what we just created. Well, boom. Punching Cookie Monster from Mixamo. You know you love it, everyone.
I know I love it.
Yes. Okay. Let's download some of these. All right. Fix my little mini edit right here. Oops, what did I do? Nope, I didn't mean to do that. Edit. Let's add that cookie stare in here instead of the comp. We can just watch a little bit faster. Oh, this is so fun. I feel like he kind of needs a snort coming off of him too. All right.
Oh yeah,
so those
definitely.
Okay. Okay. So let's. Oops, I should make this half screen so you all can see again. Oh boy. All right. Just for funsies, let's try. Oh man, we're so close on time here.
Yikes.
So I'm not going to do all the crazy cool stuff I was going to, but I am going to try to bring in one of my pieces of animation here. What do we got? Boom. Okay, so Mixamo, bless them, allows you to download. Look at these. To automatically rig and download little animations from your characters. So I am super excited about that possibility. Now, one of the things that I was going to do with Cookie Monster is he doesn't look like Cookie Monster right now, and he doesn't even
what are you talking about? That's what he looks like in my nightmares.
Well, you know. So let me do something that I've just recently learned is easier than I thought. I'm going to grab his arms, and I'm just going to go to simulate hair objects, fur, and then I'll turn the number of segments down. I'll turn the length down, variation up a bit. And then on the fur material, let's just look at the color real quick. Let's grab, okay, I want to grab like a brighter blue here and a pretty dark color, like dark blue gray or something like that.
Yeah.
Sure am. And then check this out. Let's render what this looks like. Ha! Got some hair now. The thickness. Let's turn down the. Okay, he needs a little bit more of it. So let's go to his fur count and turn up the amount of hair. Ooh, here we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere. And then on that hair material, Let me look at its specular color, because I think that the specular color on him is actually probably closer to a blue also. So a blue, but like a pale shiny like that. So we're not getting, there we go. We're not getting as crazy of hair there. And on his color, I'm going to shift the influence of most of his hair to be pretty dark. And then just the tips get a little bit brighter.
Just the what?
Just the tips are a little bit brighter.
Got it.
Still no lights here. Let me add some really crummy lights. There's some there, Seth. Welcome.
There's my old friend.
Ah, yes. Okay. There's one. That's
Stu says, this is why I love Hashi. There's 5 minutes left, and he's like, okay, hair. Here's the thing. Remember when, we were talking about this in Slack, you remember when hair required entire departments to do?
It did used to require entire departments.
And they were like, oh, we can't do that single character because they have hair. So we need you to write an entirely different film. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to switch this object to his body. Oh man. He's got hair in his mouth.
Oh.
That's not even a little bit horrifying.
No, I don't think so either. So on Cookie's body, let's go to the paint tool. And since we colored the inside of his mouth, let's see, this is going to be a little bit difficult to see. Let me turn off these furs. Okay, so I have a selection for the inside of his mouth, but I'm going to invert that selection and then go to, let's set the vertex weight to 100 for these. Actually, no, let's set it to 0 for a moment. And then, oh, wait, no. Oh, wait. Okay, well, let's just select all, whatever. Select all. Let's set the vertex weight to 100. And then on the mouth, using the brush, I'll hold down Control and just go paint the inside of his mouth. Like that. And now I think if we turn these fur back on, where is his fur body? For the body, for the density, let's drag that vertex map there. There, and now he only has terrifying front rows of teeth. Michael, how is your comp going?
It's going. I've got my little beams showing up here. Working on it. Oh, I don't want that the ending point. I want that to be the starting point. See, this is the problem. That needs to be on the starting point. And that's better. So now, I'll make that 0 and 0. Make that 0 and 0. That's not what I want. I want the ending point to be right about there.
There would be such a horrifying end to your life.
Yeah.
It's like those little tiny dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. Like, they're too cute for them to kill. Like, for that to be a good death.
That's actually my favorite. It's my favorite Jurassic Park death is Peter Stormare's death to the compies in the Lost World, because I'm a big fan of the. I mean, if you've seen my Red Giant short, Darker Colors, you'll see there's a sequence with a whole bunch of tiny little eyeballs that, like spiders that crawl over you. I'm a big fan of like the death by 1,000 cuts deaths, because they're the worst kind. All right, I've got one problematic shot, and then I'm sure a couple that look bad, but whoa, that came out weird.
All right. right. So one of the benefits of working at Maxon is that there are, well, first of all, it is extremely humbling because people know more than you, and that's always difficult. But I have messaged Noseman during this.
Camera. Daddy,
Just
Turn off
one
your
moment.
camera.
Apparently, I'm being asked to. You got to come through here.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna respect your wishes. All right. What do we got? All right. All right, Seth. You're safe. Amazing. Okay. So, what was I saying? So, Noseman sent me something that he built in like seconds. That is something that
Oh no!
I think I might be able to add to this.
That guy,
Let's see. So let's.
the nerve.
Okay, let me save Noseman's file as Noseman. Okay, what has he done? I asked him to help me settle the googly eyes. Okay, display. Let's put this back on. All right, so here, parented to the head bone, we now have these googly eye builds. Oh, let's see. And I believe that they are, yes, they're physics sensitive.
Oh my gosh!
Okay. Oh, yes. All right. Well, I won't get to it today. I see that we are at time, but
We are at
oh
time.
my gosh. Nosemen, all of the rest of the training team, thank you for making us the competent artists we are today.
Yeah, that's the word I would use. 100%.
Let's see here. If we wait, I need to play the simulation again. Zero it out. Let's render him. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good cookie monster for
Wow! Yeah.
look at this. All it took was a little bit on the hair material itself. Under basic, you can add thickness, clump, kink. Look at all that. And now we've got. Oh, whoops! I forgot to reset his simulation.
Yeah, a hair material can look okay, but place two lights in the scene, one in front, one behind. Then add just a little bit of clumping and kinking and some of that stuff. Just click
And it
those
works.
options on, and it looks way better.
So much better. All right. Wait. Why am I getting double eyes? Play. And. Oh, I love it. Okay. Well, I need to turn off my temporary eyes from rendering too. That's what I was getting. There we go. Cookie
Harry
Monster.
Frank, Five Nights at Sesame Street. 500% is what that is.
Love that. Be sure to check out previous Red Gianteer. Marta Svetek voices 3 voices in the new Five Nights game.
Yeah.
Absurd.
Oh, I didn't comp that one.
Oh yeah, Marta is in Five Nights, and Marta is also in like Battlefield and like a lot of big name games. All of a sudden, it's
Man.
no longer time for us. Apparently, after all that.
Nope. All right, so
Hey,
Hashi,
you know
that's
what?
your amazing render. This is as far as
You're
I
amazing.
got.
All right, let's summarize real quick, everybody. So
You can hop over to my screen too if you want to see it when you get to my point. I'll have
Yeah.
something to show by the time you get to my discussion.
Okay.
incredible. So today is our first episode of VFX Royale, where we took your suggestions and randomly paired together fictional characters to face off to the death. And we got some really fun results. We've got Cookie Monster versus Godzilla. We've got Paddington versus the Dune worm. Let's see. Let me just play that on a loop a little bit bigger. There we go. So we've got that going on. And lastly, we had originally the Care Bears versus the Terminator, which we have augmented into, if Michael wants to. Oh, actually, Seth, let me let you run down yours.
Oh, run down mine. No, it's Paddington versus the Dune worm. He gives the cold hard stare, and the worm turns and goes away. I have one shot at the end I didn't get to comp. This one I couldn't get the camera motion yet. It was blah, but
that works for me.
I got to nail that down. But then this shot I forgot to comp right there. But then this last one, he runs off.
You did a whole 17 shots, you said?
17, yeah.
Jeez Louise.
I mean,
I barely got through my 3 and this hacked together build of a Cookie Monster in Cinema 4D.
Look at that thing. That's incredible.
No, that hairy Cookie Monster is stunning.
That's our new logo. That Cookie Monster is going in our intro. Actually, I legitimately would like a render of Cookie Monster so we can put him in the intro behind the rainbow timeline. Just like bash. Oh my God. That thing's amazing. Michael.
Hello.
Shows.
Oh, it's glorious.
That is excellent.
Not quite done on the little points where they're hitting him, but progress has been made.
Progress.
Oh man. This has been another episode of VFX and Chill. This was our first episode of VFX Royale. Any last words, guys?
Tune in every last Friday of the month to see more showdowns. We're going to do this and schedule permitting, pull Michael into it whenever we can, because this is a lot of fun. So,
next week. Tell them what we got next week.
Yeah, we got special guests.
We do have special guests. You may have seen the Disney Plus show Hawkeye, and our friends from Perception are going to be on the show next Friday to talk about that intro sequence and anything else that you guys want to ask us in the meantime about what they do over at Perception. You've seen them on the show before, and you've seen their work everywhere.
They're awesome. It's going to be a fun one.
So please come ask questions. It'll be fun.
This was great. Thank you guys so much for watching another show. And this has been VFX. This has been VFX and Chill, but more importantly, it's been our very first and not last VFX Royale. Later.